Hey there, welcome to day 9 of the Movability Advent series. This week we're using the ball and some mobility techniques for unwinding those sticky areas. So today we're going to roll out the calves and then work on some movements for the ankles. So go ahead and grab your ball. This could be a tennis ball, a lacrosse ball, even a baseball, those kind of balls. Then we're going to place the ball on the ground, place your calf on top of the ball, and we'll just start here for a moment. So the calf has a lot of different muscles in there, so you just get to explore in your own leg. Where are those super tender areas? And if your leg alone is not heavy enough to get the amount of pressure you need, the second thing you can do is take your leg and place it on top to add just a little bit more pressure. And then your second task is to be able to hold once you find those tender spots and breathe. We're seeing if you can consciously relax your muscle into the ball. So we'll continue to roll. Ooh. Sometimes you'll hit places that travel all the way into the Achilles. So I've been doing a lot of running lately, so this is definitely a go-to for me to start to release some of the calf strain that I've been creating. And we're just finding our breath. It doesn't have to be a ton of rolling. You're rolling just around to find those tender spots and then holding and breathing. Okay. Good. So we'll hang out on each calf for around a minute. I'm going to move on to the next one, but of course you can stick with it longer when you do this on your own. And we'll go to the other side, same thing. First step is to just kind of map your calf. So you can go outside, middle, inside, and just search if you find any like little trigger points, those little spots that are fiery. You can go single leg. Other option is to place the foot on top and find a few breaths. Allowing the leg to sink into the muscle. Nice, awesome. I even feel this in the bottom of my foot, releasing some of my foot as well, because all that fascia is connected, right? Good. So again, you'd hang out there for about a minute or even 2 on each side. And now let's move on to a little bit of ankle work. But before we do that, you can come onto hands and knees, tuck your toe under, and then very slightly, we're just going to shift our weight forward and back to find length in the calf. We're also beginning to prime the ankles. And let's switch sides, tuck the toe, driving down through the ball of the foot as you shift forward and back. Couple big breaths. Nice. Awesome. All right, moving on to the ankles. So first up, the ankles and our ankle mobility actually are a huge contributor into many people's ability to squat down low. Because if you look at my squat, my toes want to go past, my knees want to go past my toes, and look at that deep bend in my ankle. If I don't have that mobility, what happens is I can only really go this far. If I go forward, I fall to the ground. So we want to work on being able to have that nice deep flexion in the front of the ankle. So one way to work on that, imagine you have a wall right here. So I would do this in front of a wall or something stable. You're planting your foot here, and imagine the wall is here. I'm trying to lean as far as I can to touch my knee into that wall. If that's easy to do, I would move my foot back and then again, reach as far as I can without lifting this heel off of the ground. So I would do about 10 repetitions, very slow, being gentle on the knee. You're moving nice and slow. We're stretching the back of the Achilles, and we're finding that deep angle in that part of the ankle. Nice. Next up, I would come onto, so you do that on both sides. Then I would come onto the tops of my feet and just practice sitting on top of my ankles. A lot of people, your ankles are here, so we're trying to drive so that you can have this ability to put your full shin on the ground. So a couple of these guys where we're just sitting on the shins, hinging up and down, practicing driving our shins and the tops of our ankles into the ground. Good. And then eventually you might practice sitting. You can also sit on a block, elevated, or a pillow underneath you to practice bearing weight down onto the top of those ankles. And then my third ankle practice is you can do the standing or sitting, holding your foot out here. We're gonna go point and flex, point and flex. I like this sitting because I can pull the skin of my leg upwards so that I'm also being able to stretch my fascia. So I'm going up and down, and then second, I'm going up and then over to the side, up and over to the other side, side to side, holding my knee in place so that it's only my ankle moving. And then I'm going all the way around, drawing a circle. And other direction. Good. And release. Nice. So you would do that on both sides, up and down, side to side, and then all the way around. So there you have it, a little work for your calves and your ankles. Great thing to do either pre-movement session or post-movement session, or if you've been on your feet all day, just a nice way to take care of that lower half of our body. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.